You bitch! Who do you think you are? With my status, how could I possibly marry that bankrupt loser?
If anyone is marrying him, it's going to be a country bumpkin like you.
I won't marry him.
Grab her.
Let me go.
As long as you marry him in serious play, I will give you your mother's final letter. Otherwise, I'll burn it to ashes.
I need to help Master, and I still owe Elder Mr. Fu a favor. Besides, the clues about my mother's murder lead to the Fu family. It seems I have no choice but to go through with this marriage.
Nice shot.
I declare that the Fu family officially breaks off the engagement with the Lu family today.
The wedding is cancelled.
No, the wedding can't be cancelled.
If I don't marry into the Fu family, how will I find clues about my mother's tragic death?
Yang Heng, let's go.
No, the wedding cannot be cancelled.
Mr. Fu, this marriage was personally arranged by old Master Fu. How dare you break this arrangement?
The Lu family is nothing but greedy for our 80 million bride price. Now you've sent a substitute bride, and you still claim to look down on me.
Why shouldn't I cancel?
If you don't find a way to marry Fu Huaizhi today,
don't even think about getting your mother's will.
Lu Wanning, you bitch!
Who said I'm after the 80 million bride price?
Miss Lu Wanning's dowry list is as follows. A set of imperial green jadeite jewelry, 1 sapphire heart of the ocean necklace, 1 Winston blue ring.
I, Lu Wanning, marry into the Fu family with my own dowry. Moreover, starting today, I'm severing all ties with the Lu family.
The Lu family won't get a single penny of this 80 million bride price. Lu Wanning, you are a daughter of our Lu family. What right do you have to keep this 80 million all to yourself? And what about all this? Which backwater village did you get this junk from?
These are genuine jewels worth hundreds of millions.
If you break them, you won't be able to afford the compensation.
You're just a country bumpkin, treating trash like treasure.
I'm going to break them anyway.
Lu Xingyue, this is a complete set of jadeite jewelry. Just this bracelet alone is worth 200 million.
This worthless bracelet? I wouldn't even pay 200 yuan for it. And you claim it's worth hundreds of millions. Do you think these are Master Monan's signature collection jewelry?
You brat. If the Lu family hadn't brought you here from the countryside, you'd still be eating scraps in a pigsty. How dare you try to fool me with this junk?
These are indeed Master Monan's signature collection. Smash one more,
and you and your daughter will owe 500 million in compensation.
Ma, Lu Wanning is just bluffing. She's just a country girl.
how could she possibly have jewelry designed by Master Monan?
Go ahead and smash it.
Stop right there.
What a scene.
Such an exquisite treasure.
Smashed like this. It's worth over $1 billion.
Lu Wanning, you're quite the actress. You even hired an extra.
You! What nonsense are you talking about?
I am Monan, the chief designer of the top brand.
What kind of bullshit master are you? You're just teaming up with Lu Wanning to scam our family out of money, aren't you?
You can verify my credentials on the official website.
You still dare to bluff? I'll search right now to see what kind of joke you are.
He really seems to be Master Monan.
Could he really be?
And the ones we smashed were really treasures worth hundreds of millions.
Impossible. Lu Wanning is just a country girl. How could she possibly have Master Monan's jewelry? It must be fake.
From what I see, every piece you smashed was genuine.
Totaling 350 million yuan.
If you don't pay it back within 3 months, prepare to go to prison.
how are we going to pay back 3.5 billion?
I don't want to go to jail.
To be able to offer such a lavish dowry, yet insisting on marrying into the bankrupt Fu family. Lu Wanning, what exactly is your scheme?
Young Master Fu,
Then, what about our wedding?
I said the engagement is called off.
no, Fu Huaizhi. Mr. Fu, I need the identity of Mrs. Fu to investigate the truth behind my mother's death.
In exchange, I'm willing to treat Elder Master Fu until he is fully recovered.
Back then, my mother was in perfect health, but she suddenly passed away. Over these years, all the clues have led to a dead end within the Fu family. Entering the Fu family is my first step to finding the killer.
A girl who grew up in the countryside, yet she can afford such a lavish dowry and possesses astonishing medical skill. Lu Wanning, what is your true identity?
Fine. I agree to the contract marriage, but only for a term of 1 year. During this time, if my grandfather's condition worsens, and if there's no improvement, I have the right to divorce at any time.
Deal. Mr. Fu?
Mrs. Fu,
Here's to a successful partnership.
Likewise. You'll be living here from now on.
You won't be staying here too, young Master Fu.
This is my room. If I don't sleep here, where else would I go?
If we move in today, he'll try to make this fake marriage real tomorrow. He just wants to take advantage of me.
No way.
Young Master Fu, I think this room is a bit too small.
It's too cramped for 2 people. Let's go look at other rooms.
I need your love, let it go. Color lily romance.
Ling Ro is clearly Xiang Yanggao. So why does the scent on her feel so familiar?
I'll let you two talk.
Mr. Fu, the Chinese garden plot in the south of the city we wanted has just gone up for auction.
Arrange it. Participate in the auction under the name of our new company, Xinghe Group.
Yes, sir.
Also,
Have someone secretly investigate Lu Wanling's true identity.
understood.
World Huaichi, I only acted out of concern for Grandpa Fu. Don't worry, even though that night was my first time, I will act as if nothing happened.
I told you I'd take responsibility. I will divorce Lu Wanling in a year.
Really?
There's an auction in a few days.
I'll take it with me.
See if there's anything you like.
Why does Fu Huai's scent feel so familiar? It's like I've smelled it somewhere before.
Boss.
The Chinese garden plot in the south of the city will be auctioned in 3 days.
Use your identity as the CEO of Tianquan Group to return to the country immediately
and secure this plot of land.
Lu Wanling, what are you doing here?
Xin Yu, who is this beauty?
She's my sister from the countryside, who just married into the bankrupt Fu family. Lu Wanling, this is not a place for someone of your lowly status.
Isn't it a pity for a gorgeous beauty like her to end up with a cripple Fu Huaichi?
Come.
Call me Big Brother, and I'll take you inside. How about that?
No need to trouble yourself, young Master Chen. I can go in on my own.
You bitch! How dare you turn me down? This auction is jointly organized by the elite families, without an invitation.
How do you expect to get in?
Security! Throw this invitationless country bumpkin out of here.
Miss, you are not allowed inside without an invitation.
Who says I don't have one?
Did I forget to bring it? But my company, Tianquan Group, is the major shareholder of this auction. Chu Sichen should be in VIP Box 1.
My friend is in VIP Box 1. If you don't believe me,
You can go and check for yourself.
VIP Box 1 is reserved for our major shareholders. Only Chu Jiqian, the CEO of the top conglomerate, can enter.
Who do you think you are?
Lu Wang, do you think I don't know your place? A country bumpkin like you dares to boast about knowing Chu Sichen.
If you kneel down and say Fu Huaichi is useless,
And that young Master Qian is mighty, I'll take you in. How about that?
Let go!
Damn it! What are you standing around for? Grab this bitch for me.
Let go of me.
You hurt me. I'm going to kill you.
let's see who dares to touch her.
Wanling, are you okay?
Well, Lu Wanling, you just got married and you're already flirting with another man. Believe it or not, I'll tell Fu Huaizi and he'll kick you out of the Fu family tonight.
Who the hell are you?
How dare you show off in front of me?
Qinsu, I have the invitation. He is with me.
Let's see who dares. The host of tonight's auction is young Master Qin's uncle. Their invitations are always black. Where did you get that fake one?
What kind of trash dares to show off in front of me? Today, I'm going to teach you two scum a lesson. I'll show you whose turf this is. Beat them to death!
Everyone, stop.
Uncle, you came at just the right time. These two scum disrespected me in public and flaunted a fake invitation. I was just about to teach them a lesson for you.
President Q.
Why did you hit me? I was just trying to clear the troublemakers out.
Yes, Chairman. These two scum humiliated you in public, and young Master Chen was just teaching them a lesson on your behalf.
Shut up, you bitch.
Mr. Chu, I failed to manage my subordinates properly. Please forgive.
What, uncle?
Why are you bowing to this pretty boy?
Shut up.
He's the CEO of Tianquan Group. How dare you disrespect him? Do you have a death wish?
Tianquan Group.
Isn't that our family's primary investor?
Could he be Chu Zichen?
As of today, Tianquan Group will completely withdraw all investments from the Qian Corporation.
Please don't, President Chu.
please forgive me.
Enough. All cooperation between Jingyue Auction and the Chen Corporation is suspended immediately. Take some more.
Move.
Uncle, help me! Uncle!
What are you two doing? Get back to work. Yes, sir.
Sir, we just received some news. Our arch rival Xinghe Group is also sending representatives to tonight's auction.
We must secure the plot of land for the Nanchen Chinese Guard.
Oh, by the way, boss.
I have obtained your mother's will. I'll have someone deliver it to you shortly.
Lu Wanning, what are you doing here?
So he is Fu Huaizhi, the one I'm betrothed to, and the woman next to him is his little side chick.
Miss Lu, I'm so sorry. Invitations are limited. Brother Huaizhi thought you wouldn't like this kind of event, so he brought me instead. You two seem very close. And this gentleman, is he a good friend of yours?
Fu Huaizhi doesn't know Chu Siqi, but he must have heard of Tianxuan CEO. I can't let him suspect my identity. Yes, Ah Chen is my friend.
Brother Huaizhi, why don't we let Miss Lu sit next to us?
You can sit there.
Next is our grand finale lot today, the Nanchen Chinese Garden, with a starting bid of 3 billion yuan and minimum increments of 100 million.
3.2 billion, 3.5 billion.
A bunch of broke losers. 5 billion.
Young Master Gu seems determined to win. What a generous bid.
The Fu family, the former imperial giant, is on the brink of bankruptcy. From now on, the imperial capital
will belong to the Gu family.
Even if the Fu family hadn't gone bankrupt, the richest in the empire now is my Ku family. As for Fu Huaizhi, in front of me,
He's not even fit to carry my shoes. 5.1 billion.
who's the blind fool trying to steal my land?
What a coincidence. Fu Huaizhi wants this land too. But isn't the Fu family on the verge of bankruptcy?
Fu Huaizhi, if you're a cripple, you should stay home. Do you really think you can make a comeback with this land? Do you even have that kind of money?
The Fu family is on the verge of bankruptcy, yet they still spend 80 million yuan on the bride price to marry a daughter raised in the countryside by the Lu family.
Can they even scrape together 10 million now?
Young Master Fu, the Fu family is no longer a top-tier family, so stop competing with young Master Gu. Otherwise, you'll face worse than just bankruptcy.
You might end up deep in debt.
Fu Huaizhi, I've checked your company's finances. Even if you scrape everything together, it's not even worth one of my cars. Stop trying to save face. Bidding against me. You better save your money to treat your legs.
Is the Fu family really going bankrupt? Then won't my plan to marry into wealth be ruined? Brother Huaizhi, young Master Gu seems determined to get this land. The price is too high. Maybe we should just give it up.
8 billion.
8 billion going once.
8 billion going twice.
8 billion.
10 billion.
Wait. Do you know that once you place a bid, you can't retract it? How can a country bumpkin like you afford 10 billion?
Even if the Fu family is facing bankruptcy, they were once a prominent family that your Gu family could never match. This small sum of money, just consider it a wedding gift to my husband.
Oh, yeah. So you're Fu Huaizhi's country bumpkin of a wife. You two are really putting on a show together, pretending to be rich.
Little country girl, if you can't pay up, you'll end up in jail.
Miss Lu, you always lived in the countryside, so you might not know that after the bidding ends, qualifications and funds must be verified. Where would you get that kind of money?
How do you know I can't afford 10 billion?
Did everyone hear that? This bankrupt couple actually claims they have 10 billion. The Gu family is on the verge of bankruptcy. They are nothing but a minor family. Neither of you has enough assets to even qualify for the bid. I request the organizer to perform a verification of funds.
Excuse me, miss. Could you please cooperate with us for a verification of funds?
Fu Huaizhi, the penalty for default is 1 billion. If you can't pay up, you two can spend your honeymoon in a prison cell.
Why don't you just apologize to young Master Gus? Brother Huaizhi never planned to spend 10 billion on this land. It's all because you bid recklessly.
Today, if this useless cripple Fu Huaizhi kneels and begs me, I might just find it in myself to forgive you. Oh, right. I forgot. Your legs are crippled.
You can't even kneel, can you?
You two, help Mr. Fu out so he can
properly kowtow and apologize to them.
Let's see who dares.
Give me that game, you hear me? Hurry up, leave him alone.
小娘狗, then make this pathetic couple kowtow and apologize to me together. Don't you touch her. Who the hell are you? Protecting this village girl like this. Are you her secret lover? Fu Huaizhi, does your wife look down on you for being broke and crippled and cheat on you behind your back?
Young Master,
This is an auction venue. Mind your language. Our Gu family has long replaced the Fu family as the wealthiest family in the imperial capital.
Fu Huaizi and his woman don't even have enough assets to beat.
What's wrong with me requesting a verification of funds?
Is this card enough to qualify?
T, this is the Supreme Black Card, one of only 3 in the world. The family assets of anyone holding this card must be worth at least hundreds of billions. Impossible.
No family in the imperial capital possesses a Supreme Black Card.
This card must be a fake.
Young Master Gu, but the anti-counterfeiting mark on the Supreme Black Card can be forged.
Shut the hell up. What is all this commotion about?
Chairman Fang, our Gu family is the biggest sponsor of this auction. I demand that you kick out this fraud of a couple who are just here to show off.
Young Master Gu,
You have repeatedly disrupted the auction.
Security, escort him out. He's the one who should leave.
Get your hands off me! Don't touch me or I'll kill you all! I will make you kneel and beg me!
A 10 billion Supreme Black Card. What exactly is the relationship between that man and Luan?
Damn it! I'll deal with the Fu family when I get back! What are you doing here? Here to laugh at me.
Young Master Gu, I can get Lu Wanning into your bed. Do you want to make a deal?
So that's your game. Fly.
Mom, I never expected that someone from the Fu family really harmed you. I will definitely find your killer and bring them to justice.
Mom actually kept my manuscripts.
It looks like I'll have to pick up my old trade again. I want to use this design competition to infiltrate Fu Corporation
and investigate the cause of my mother's death.
It's been 2 weeks, and this rubbish is all you've got.
Young Master Fu, many of these submissions are from industry peers.
I heard that the genius designer Amber recently appeared in the Imperial capital.
I've already sent someone to look for them. I'll let you know the moment I hear anything.
You may leave now.
Young Master Fu, I heard you still haven't found a suitable design draft.
What are you trying to say?
I want to participate in Fu's design competition too. If I win,
then you must agree to let me join Fu Corporation as your assistant.
You tried every possible way to marry into the Fu family, and now you want to join my company.
What exactly are you up to? Submit your draft to Yang Hen for the competition. If you win, I agree to your terms.
it's a deal then.
Apologize.
Why does this design look so much like the work of that retired designer? The work of the legendary designer, Master Amber.
Are there a few drafts missing? Did she forget to bring them? Whatever, they just discarded drafts from when she was a kid.
Who knows where Lu Wanning stole these drafts from? Since I'm the one who found them, they belong to me now.
Oh, Brother Huaizhi, Miss Lu was just here.
Why are you here?
I made this dish especially for you. Try them and see if you like them.
You're not in good health. You shouldn't be doing these things in the future.
It's fine. I don't expect anything in return. I only want to stay by your side, look after you, and accompany you. That's enough to make me happy.
Back then, little Rice Cake injured her leg on a tree branch while saving you.
With such a severe injury, how could her leg not have a scar?
Brother Huaizhi, actually, I came here for one more thing. I want to enter the fashion design competition.
Did you design this?
Yes, I majored in fashion design. Now that the Fu group is in trouble, I want to do my part to help you.
I'll have Yang Heng sign up both you and Lu Wanning.
You should head back now.
I have Master Amber's drafts. That country bumpkin Lu Wanning is no match for me.
Brother Huaizhi, I'll head back first.
Yang He, get someone to restore the hotel surveillance footage from that night. I want to know who exactly that woman in my room was.
Miss Lu, the position by Brother Huaizhi's side
only belongs to the most outstanding. Let's compete fairly and let our talents do the talking.
Lu Wanning, did you really think you could win this competition by copying Master Amber's work? Too bad all your hard work has paved the way for me instead.
Bro, I've arranged a live stream for today's competition. We've already reached the #1 trending topic.
The food design competition has officially begun. Designers, please present your work.
Lu Wanning, the champion of this design competition will definitely be me.
Isn't that my design draft?
The design of this necklace was inspired by my own feelings, depicting one of the most beautiful emotions in the world, love. The heart symbol on the necklace represents my love for my sweetheart.
This design is indeed eye-catching. It even carries a touch of Master Amber's style.
Now, let us welcome our next contestant, Miss Lu Wanning, to present her work.
Why are Lin Ruo and Lu Wanning's designs so similar?
Could someone have plagiarized?
Lu Wanning, how dare you plagiarize my work?
You're clearly the one who plagiarized it.
I studied the design for 4 years at a top prestigious university abroad, while you grew up in the countryside and never studied design for a single day. So who is the real plagiarist?
It's clear at a glance.
A design of this caliber obviously requires talent and a solid foundation to draw.
Exactly.
The university Lin Ruo attended is known as the cradle of genius designers.
It must be Lu Wanning who plagiarized.
Master Fu.
The food's design competition is currently being live streamed. Do you think we should pause it for a moment?
I knew a countrywoman like you couldn't be trusted. How dare you cause a plagiarism scandal during a live broadcast? Security, throw her out.
Hold on.
You both claimed the other plagiarized. Do you have any proof?
Brother Huaizhi, you've seen my draft before.
Lin Ruo's draft was stolen from my design, and it was taken straight from my sketch.
The presentations are ordered by submission time. Lin Ruo's draft was submitted to the judges before you.
Miss Lu, you can slander me all you want, but you shouldn't do something like this just to satisfy your own selfish desires. Doing this will not only drag Brother Huaizhi down, but also ruin the Fu Corporation.
Miss Li, you just said the symbol on this necklace is a heart, right?
Yes. So what?
This symbol isn't a heart at all. It represents my mother's name.
Specifically the initials of Chen Dong, C and D.
Lu Wanning's mother was actually Chen Dong.
No wonder the wings in Miss Lin's design sketches fell out of place. Turns out she was just gilding the lily.
You're talking nonsense.
What C and D? They just happen to look similar. Lu Wanning, you are slandering me without proof. I will take legal action against you.
Judges, please take a closer look at Lin Ruo's design draft. Right at the center of the necklace are the initials of my name, LWN.
It really is LWN.
So Lin Ruo stole Lu Wanning's design draft.
But don't you think Lu Wanning's design looks remarkably like the work of the design genius Master Amber? At most, I only drew inspiration from it. The real plagiarist is you, Lu Wanning. Master Mulan, you say my work has the style of Master Amber. And that's because the true creator of this work is indeed Master Amber.
So you admit you stole my work.
I only came across this draft by chance and used it as a reference for inspiration. I never expected that the real plagiarist would be you.
I can't believe someone would copy my idol's work even after they retired from the industry.
Master Amber is a genius in the design world with a distinct and unique style.
Lu Wanning is way too arrogant with her plagiarism.
Lin Ruo, you truly know how to twist the truth.
President Fu, you attempted to rely on plagiarism to force your wife into Fu Corporation, openly defying company rules. This live stream is already trending on the hot search. This matter must be dealt with severely.
Brother, you must publicly apologize to Master Amber, or the Fu Group is finished.
You're right. This piece indeed has Amber's style. Because I am Amber.
A country girl like you dares to impersonate Master Amber.
Miss Lu, you might not know this. Master Amber lives overseas. Even if you want to impersonate someone, you should at least choose someone local.
Brother, this woman organized the design competition for the Fu Group, and now she caused the plagiarism scandal during the live stream. Maybe this is her conspiracy to ruin the Fu Group. Security, Lu Wanning is suspected of plagiarism. Take her to the police station. Who dares?
This is the world-renowned jewelry designer, Master Mia.
Master Mia is the personal disciple of Master Amber.
Could she have found out that someone plagiarized Master Amber's work and came here specifically to demand justice?
Lu Wanning, you're finished this time.
Master Mia, that's the reason.
Mr. Fu, I heard someone plagiarized Master Amber at the Fu Group's design competition. Is that true?
Master Mia, regarding Lu Wanning's plagiarism, we will give you an explanation. Someone like her doesn't deserve to stay in the Fu Group. We will blacklist her throughout the entire industry.
Master Mia,
But Miss Lu is Brother Huaizhi's wife. Brother Huaizhi was completely unaware of it. I hope you won't blame Brother Huaizhi for Miss Lu's mistake, or the Fu Group.
What are you still standing there for? Kick Lu Wanning out of here right now.
Stop.
You are the ones who should be kicked out.
Sorry, Master. I'm late.
Master Mia actually bowed to Lu Wanning.
Could Miss Lu really be the genius designer, Master Amber, who retired long ago?
How is this possible?
Lu Wanning is nothing but a country bumpkin.
Miss Li.
You openly plagiarized and slandered a peer. You are not worthy of being a designer. I declare that all companies and partners under Mia will never accept Lin Ruo's design. President Fu, I hope you will give Miss Lu Wanning justice.
Today, every designer and board member present who slandered Lu Wanning must post an official apology to her on their websites.
I announce.
The winner of this design competition is Lu Wanning.
That bitch, Lu Wanning. I'll make sure she is completely ruined.
Ruru, that Fu Huaizhi is a cripple on the verge of bankruptcy, and he's already married. Why are you trying to steal him?
Because I heard that Fu Huaizhi's disability is fake, and given his capabilities, he will never let Fu Corporation go bankrupt. Lin Ruo, only wants the best.
I must marry him. And become the #1 wife in the capital's elite circle.
Hey, I'm at your doorstep.
Didn't I tell you not to contact me unless it's necessary?
Why? Afraid Fu Huaizhi will find out we're having an affair.
What exactly are you here for?
Tomorrow, Fu Huaizhi will take Lu Wanning to the grand opening of the Hot Spring Villa. I'll have the invitation ready for you. All you have to do is put the leftover drug from last time into Lu Wanning's cup.
My peaceful days are over, Fu Huaizhi. You bastard.
I miss such a revealing swimsuit.
Miss Lu. Brother Huaizhi doesn't love you at all. Why do you cling to the title of Mrs. Fu and refuse to let go?
If your brother Huaizhi loves you so much, why didn't he marry you back then?
You should be the one asking that.
I've been Brother Huaizhi's woman for a long time, and you are nothing but a pitiful third party in a marriage of convenience.
Fu Huaizhi and Lin Ruo, forget it. They were childhood sweethearts to begin with.
Don't worry, I have no interest in your brother Huaizhi.
Hey there, little lady. Look who fell into my hands again.
It's you.
Your crippled husband surely can't satisfy you, can he?
Why don't you be mine instead?
Get away from me.
Now that you're in my room, where do you think you can run?
Let me go, you bastard.
Damn it! Don't do this the hard way.
Wu Chen.
Beat him.
Fu Huaizhi, you useless trash! How dare you hit me!
Believe it or not, I will terminate all cooperation with the Fu Corporation right now.
I'll make sure you go completely bankrupt.
Drag him out.
Fu Huaizhi, you pay for this.
Wanning.
I'm so hot.
Fu Huaizhi, just you wait.
Of all people, you just had to send Lu Wanning to the powerful Gu Chen. Now, Brother Huaizhi has not only offended the Gu family, but he also ended up in bed with that bitch Lu Wanning.
Fu Huaizhi offended Gu Chen. Then I'll have a perfect excuse to kick him out of the house.
What?
I've already saved the video of you administering the poison. If you don't want Fu Huaizhi to find out, you have to do as I say.
Fu Huaizhi, what are you doing here?
Let me ask you something.
Where were you the night before our wedding?
That night, I was set up by someone from Xinhe and spent the night with a stranger. I must never let Fu Huaizhi find out about this.
I had just been brought back from the countryside by the Liu family that day, so of course I was preparing for the wedding.
Then why did you appear in the surveillance footage of the Fanghua Hotel?
Why hasn't Chu Sicheng destroyed the footage yet?
I left something at the hotel that day, so I only went back to retrieve it.
You're lying.
Hello, young Master Fu. We have news about the plot of land you inquired about. I heard that the mysterious power behind Tianxuan Group will also be attending the banquet tonight.
I know.
And before I get back, you better have a good explanation for me.
Fuaji just went out. Send a car to pick me up immediately.
I'd like to see.
Who exactly is the boss of Xinhe Group? The one who always opposes me.
Thank you, distinguished guests, for attending today's banquet. The main purpose of today's banquet is to convey the manor owner's proposal. Tianxuan has strong financial resources, but Xintai has richer resources and experience. Therefore, we hope this plot of land can be developed jointly by both companies.
Collaboration is fine.
But the project must be led by Tianxuan.
I never expected the mastermind behind Tianxuan, who is on par with me,
to be such a young woman.
We at Jinhe have extensive and mature experience in similar projects.
Tianxuan can rest assured leaving the funding for us to manage.
This project must be ours.
Fire! Fire! Run! It's on fire!
A fire has broken out. Yes, please follow our staff to evacuate to a safe area.
Are you sure this is the right way?
Yes.
Speak. Who sent you?
Boss of Xinhe, are you alright?
Let's get out of here first.
What are you doing?
Why does she feel so much like Lu Wanning? To apply medicine for you.
How is his build and silhouette so similar to that man from the hotel that night?
Where did you get that scar? Just an injury from a childhood car accident.
What am I thinking? How could the person behind Tianxuan possibly be Lu Wanning? Besides, Lu Wanning is not little sticky rice cake.
My people are here. Tianxuan will investigate today's incident.
What's wrong?
Where did you go tonight? Why didn't you pick up my calls?
Of course I'm at home. I just fell asleep in the bath.
What's wrong?
Hey, what are you doing?
Unbelievable.
There are no wounds or scars on her leg. Guess I was overthinking it. Sorry about that.
Grandpa's birthday is in a few days. Tomorrow, I'll have someone prepare dresses and jewelry.
Take your pick.
Okay.
Fortunately, I stayed one step ahead to avoid drawing attention.
But why did Fu Huaizhi want to see my leg?
Could that man be him? Go investigate the relationship between Xinhe Group and the Fu Group immediately. I want to know who is really pulling the strings behind Xinhe Group.
We found no connection between Xinhe Group and the Fu Group. However, there's another possibility. They might have deliberately hidden the connection.
That's normal.
Just like Xinhe Group can't trace Tianxuan Group back to...
Keep monitoring Xinhe Group. Yes, sir.
With this dosage, old Master Fu will either die or end up in a vegetative state.
No, this is too risky. If we are exposed, neither of us will escape.
You have no choice. Either you ruin Lu Wanning, or wait for Fu Huaizhi to see the video of you framing her. I'll be waiting for your good news.
Is old Master Fu's medicine ready?
Yes, it's right here.
Lu Wanning, you won't get away with it this time.
Grandpa, my legs have been much better lately. I can even walk on my own sometimes. Make sure you take your medicine too.
Alright, I'll drink it right now.
Here, Grandpa. Grandpa.
Lu Wanning, what did you do to Grandpa Fu?
Mr. Fu.
The master is in critical condition. We must rush him to the hospital immediately.
There's no time.
Lu Wanning, what exactly are you up to? Why did you poison Master Fu's medicine?
What good would it do me to harm Master Fu?
Besides, you don't even know what Master Fu's symptoms are.
Why are you so certain that he was poisoned?
Grandpa Fu is coughing up blood. If it's not poisoning, then what is it?
Fu Huaizhi, Master Fu is in critical condition. If I don't perform acupuncture now, it'll be too late.
Bro, ever since this woman married into our family, trouble has followed her every single day. Besides, she was in charge of Grandpa's medicine. She's definitely behind this.
Do as she says.
Bro.
Grandpa.
Grandpa Fu.
Someone, arrest her and take her to the police station.
Nobody move!
Brother Huaizhi she poisoned Grandpa Fu. Why are you still defending her?
I poisoned Master Fu. Then what is that powder under your fingernails? That's what poisoned Master Fu. The one who poisoned him is you, Ling Ru.
You're lying. How could I ever harm Grandpa Fu? I must have accidentally touched it when I was sorting the herbs earlier.
Aconite has a bitter and pungent taste. It is highly toxic, yet you added it to Master Fu's medicine. A small dose causes poisoning, while a larger dose is fatal. Besides, with my medical skills, if I wanted to poison someone, I wouldn't need to resort to such crude methods. But you, Ling Ru, you know nothing about medicine. So you didn't realize that our herb storage wouldn't stock something like this.
Liu, the Fu family has treated you so well. Why would you do this?
Brother Huaizhi, it really wasn't me. You have to believe me.
Back then you saved my life. Now, you tried to take my grandfather's life in return. From this day forward, get out of the family. I never want to see you again.
Brother Huaizhi,
take her away.
No! Brother Huaizhi! I'm pregnant!
What?
How far along?
The test results are out. Miss Lin is indeed 2 months pregnant.
So the woman from that night 2 months ago wasn't Lu Wanning, but Li Ru. She is Little Rice.
Since you're pregnant,
stay at home and rest well.
Don't go running around. Brother Huaizhi.
I love you so much. How could I ever harm Grandpa Fu? I must have just touched it by accident. When I was picking out herbs for Grandpa Fu, I really didn't do it. Please believe me. I don't care what people outside say about me, and I won't bother you anymore. I'll raise this baby on my own. I just don't want the child to be labeled as illegitimate from birth.
Back then, Little Rice Cake got severely injured just to save me. I can't abandon her again.
focus on taking care of yourself and have the baby. Leave everything else to me.
Let's go.
Fu Jinshi's child came at the perfect time. I can use this baby to completely destroy Lu Wanning.
Miss Lin is indeed pregnant.
2 months. 2 months ago. Wait, isn't that right when Fu Huaizhi and I got married?
Young madam.
Young Master and Miss Lin are childhood friends. Besides, she saved the young master's life, so he couldn't just ignore her.
I know. Fu Huaizhi and I only have a contract marriage anyway. Boss, we have urgent news.
President Zhang is meeting a mysterious person at the night Barton.
Keep an eye on him. I'll be right there.
As long as I can find clues about my mother's death from Chairman Zhang, I will be able to find out who killed her. Lu Wanning, romance is not for you. Avenging your mother is the sole reason you came to the Fu family.
He loved me, he give me all his money. That girl, she got to come, be my sugar daddy. He love me, he puts no one above me. He just wanna judge me, but I don't care. Looking back on the boys that I dated.
Hey, gorgeous, you've been tailing me this whole time. Don't tell me you want to go home with me.
Tell me, do you know Chen Dong?
Who the hell are you?
Who exactly was the person who killed Chen Dong back then?
You'll be joining him in hell very soon.
Yes. Tell me, did you kill Chen Dong?
That person only corresponded with me through letters. We never actually met. All I know is that he's one of the top executives at Fu Corporation, a member of the Fu family. You bitch, how dare you play me? I'll destroy you. Sir.
Mr. Fu.
They're not here.
This is the mask worn by the boss of Tianxuan Group at the banquet that night.
Yang He leaked the news that Xinhe Group intends to acquire Fu Corporation, claiming we're on the brink of bankruptcy. Also, find out Amber's true identity. Thoroughly investigate the connection between Lu Wanning and the mastermind behind Tianxuan Group.
Yes, sir.
Wanning, just how many secrets are you keeping from me?
Boss, you're awake. It was just a standard anesthetic. There won't be any lasting effects.
I was too impatient. I knew interrogation wouldn't work, but the moment I saw Chairman Zhang, I couldn't help but picture my mother on her deathbed.
Anya and Mia have already returned to the country. We will speed up our investigation.
However, I heard that Fu Huaiji's childhood sweetheart, Lin Ruo, is pregnant. Maybe it's time you leave the Fu family.
Not yet. My mother's killer is in the Fu family. Once I find the killer, I will divorce Fu Huaiji.
Ayu and Mia are at Qinghe Bar. They want to see you.
Go ask the boss.
Brother Huaizhi, it's so late. Are you coming home tonight?
I still have work to do.
Get some rest first. Oh, by the way, I and Yang can schedule a prenatal checkup.
I'll go with you when the time comes.
Okay, I got it.
绝对不能让怀志哥哥发现，这个孩子不是他的。
Wait.
The young madam is at Qinghe Bar.
Get the car ready. Yes, sir. Don't tell me boss has actually fallen for that bastard, Fu Huaiji.
He's not who is your former boss at all.
Boss, once you're done with everything here, I'll introduce you to a dozen top-tier men from different countries. Every type you can think of. You can have your pick.
I guarantee they'll all be better than Fu Huaiji.
Deal. You promised. Cheers.
Hey, boss.
Since Fu Huaiji is crippled, is he unable to perform?
What do you mean, unable to perform? He even got his little mistress pregnant. Besides, I'll divorce Fu Huaiji sooner or later anyway.
You haven't even divorced me yet, and you dare to stay out all night.
Lu Wanning, why aren't you going home? What are you doing here with your childhood friend?
I should be the one asking you that. Do you even realize you're married?
How dare you come to a place like this?
Come home with me.
Young Master Fu, I brought her here. If you want to take her, you have to ask for my permission first.
She is my wife. What happens between us is none of your business as an outsider.
Both of you are so annoying.
Leave me alone.
Nobody in the room.
Fu Huaiji, what are you doing?
Put me down.
舒适且 boss still has to return to the Fu family. It's useless to stop him now. Actually, I think the relationship between boss and young master Fu is anything but ordinary.
What are you doing?
Lu Wanning, you like playing physical games with men without catching feelings, don't you?
I have no idea what nonsense you're talking about.
I warned you not to mess around using your status as my wife.
Otherwise, I will terminate our agreement.
I know.
You just want to divorce me so you can marry your little mistress.
Fine.
We can get divorced tomorrow. After that, whoever I choose to be with is none of your business.
Fu Huaiji, are you crazy?
What is wrong with me? Why do I get so angry whenever she mentions getting a divorce?
Is he the one who's drunk or is it me?
Why did he kiss me?
Hello. I heard you're investigating your mother's death.
Who are you?
Who I am doesn't matter. What matters is that I know who killed your mother.
What do you want?
Let's make a deal. If within 1 month you can get me access to Fu Huaiji's computer and the cooperation proposals for Tianxuan and Xinhe Group, I'll tell you who the killer is.
You promised to help me get rid of Lu Wanning.
When is that going to happen?
What's the rush? Once I secure the cooperation of Tianxuan and Xinhe Group, Fu Huaiji will naturally
Finished in no time.
I'm warning you. This is the last time.
Don't ever contact me privately again.
Turning your back on me so quickly.
I heard Fu Huaiji is pushing you to get a prenatal checkup. Do you think he might run a paternity test while he's at it?
Let me teach you a trick.
Now, the only way is to have Lu Wanning kill Fu Huaiji's child with her own hands.
That is the best way.
I've already sent you Tianxuan's contract. As for Xinhe's contract, you need to give me some information first
before I can hand it over to you.
Your mother's fatal poisoning is related to a scandal in the Fu family.
I'll send you Xinhe's contract later. If you dare trick me, I will hunt you down even if I have to dig 3 feet into the earth.
Boss, you wanted to see me.
Trace the exact IP address and location of this phone call for me. I'd like to see what kind of sinister character they really are.
Young Master Fu, someone leaked our acquisition plans regarding Tianxuan and Xinghe.
Have you found out who did it?
Not yet, but the company's directors are getting restless.
They want to force you to step down.
Vice President, how could such an important proposal be leaked? This is a serious dereliction of duty on your part.
Since such a major issue has occurred, you must take primary responsibility.
What do you all want?
In my opinion, you should step down from the president's position.
Then who do you think is fit to replace me?
Your younger brother, Fu Jingshi, is also a fool. He's highly capable and has everyone's trust. We would feel reassured leaving the company in his hands.
That's right. The junior vice president is someone you promoted. Him taking over the company has its advantages.
President Fu.
You're not in good health, so go home and rest for a while. From now on, leave the company's affairs to the junior vice president.
Jingshi, what do you think?
Brother, you are the CEO of the Fu Group. No one can replace you. I'm just worried about your health.
Yes, Vice President Fu. The doctor said last time that your leg is at risk of worsening, and I'm afraid it might be permanent.
Well, since it is the unanimous decision of the shareholders,
starting today,
the position of Fu CEO
will be handed over to Jingxi. Don't worry, big brother. Once I secure the partnerships with Xinghe and Tianxuan, Fu Corporation will surely reach new heights under my leadership.
I hope so.
Fu Huaizhi, everything you own.
I will take it all back. Oh, isn't that President Fu?
What's President Fu?
Fu Corporation's CEO has already been replaced.
What do you mean by that?
You don't know. President Fu leaked the joint project proposal between Fu Corporation, Tianxuan Group, and Xinghe Group, and was voted out by the entire board of directors.
From now on, our new CEO is the young vice president, Fu Jingshi.
The Fu family went bankrupt just when Fu Corporation was finally getting back on track, and now it's fallen into someone else's hands.
Sai, I heard President Fu's leg condition worsened. It probably won't ever heal.
I thought Fu Huai's leg was getting better. No wonder he kept his leg treatment a secret. So the Fu family really is going bankrupt.
Fortunately, the young VP saved the contract in time and rescued the company.
Otherwise, relying on a cripple like Fu Huaizhi, our company would have been doomed sooner or later.
We should align ourselves with young Master Fu from now on.
Follow Fu Jingshi. The proposal in his hand isn't even genuine. No, I can't let my future be ruined by Fu Huaizhi. I must align myself with Fu Jingshi.
Leak the news. Xinghe Group has a strong interest in acquiring Fu Corporation. Let the world believe the Fu family is bankrupt. Meanwhile, keep investigating the poisoning of Grandpa and me.
Yes, sir.
By the way, young Master Fu, you mentioned last time that the mysterious boss of Tianxuan has the same scar on her leg from your memory. We found out that on the night at the hotel, the boss of Tianxuan was also there. What did you say?
Which means the mastermind behind Tianxuan is very likely Little Rice Cake.
The only person who could have accessed my computer is Lu Wan, and the computer in my study didn't have Tianxuan's proposal. If Lu Wanning is indeed the mastermind behind Tianxuan, then everything makes sense.
It's all my fault. What on earth is going on?
Why did you suddenly step down as the CEO of the Fu Corporation?
The joint proposal between the Fu Corporation, Tianxuan, and Xinghe Group was leaked. Do you know who leaked it? Or was it Zhu Chen? Chen is actually Gu Xichen, the CEO of Tianxuan Group.
And you are the mastermind behind Tianxuan. What are you talking about?
What, Tianxuan? I have no idea what you mean.
You're Little Rice Cake, aren't you?
President Fu, our men checked the surveillance footage in your study. The one who accessed your computer was Miss Lin.
How is that possible?
Are you really not Little Rice Cake? We met when we were 5 years old. Don't you remember?
Little Rice Cake.
Why does that name sound so familiar?
Let go of me. Let go of me. Xiaoning.
What are these memories?
Lu Wenli, are you okay?
You have so many childhood friends, young Master Gu. I'm not your Little Rice Cake.
Sir, a segment of the hotel's surveillance footage was completely deleted. But judging from what we've recovered so far, Miss Lin was not the one who entered the room that night.
She only found the necklace, just as I suspected.
Luo is not little rice cake. Furthermore, speak. Keep a close eye on Lin Ruo's movements. I think his relationship with Fu Qingshi is definitely not simple.
Yes.
Lu Wenning is a little rice cake. Little rice cake. Where on earth I tracked down the ID you sent me last time. The mysterious person who called you is Fu Huaiji's cousin, Fu Jingshi.
Just as I suspected. Could the person who harmed my mother really be Fu Jingshi?
But he was still a minor back then. Why would he have a grudge against my mother?
Don't you know how to knock?
Mrs. Fu, this is my room, isn't it? Actually, I came to discuss something with you. Wanning, let's work together.
Let's put on an act.
An act?
Based on the information I have, Fu Jingshi is connected to the poison, and he's likely responsible for your mother's death as well.
A few days ago, a mysterious caller reached out to me, saying my mother's death is related to a Fu family scandal. I suspect that person is Fu Jingshi.
Fu Jingshi has been negotiating acquisition deals with both Xinghe and Tianjue recently. Didn't you know?
How would I know?
Aren't you quite close with that Ah Chen?
Mr. Fu, what's with the sarcastic tone again? Ah Chen and I are just ordinary friends, not like you and Miss Ling.
Lin Ruo is pregnant with a child. It's Fu Jingshi's.
Mr. Fu, were you cuckolded?
I always thought she was the little rice cake I was looking for, but now I know.
She isn't. First Lin Ruo, and now a little rice cake. Men really do fall in love with every new girl they meet. So what do you plan to do?
I want you to put on an act with me. Let's make them believe victory is in their hands.
And force them to expose themselves.
Word is spreading that the Fu family is going bankrupt.
Yes. Starting today, Fu Huaizhi is nothing but a crippled, homeless dog.
Are you the one behind the Fu family's bankrupt? Aren't you a fool too?
A member of the Fu family.
From the day they brought me back. Have they ever treated me like a human being?
Fu Huaizhi was groomed to be the heir since childhood. But what about me?
I'm just the illegitimate son of my second uncle.
Hold this for me. Always looked down upon by everyone.
What does your family going bankrupt have to do with me?
Once Fu Corporation is acquired, I will be the new power player in the capital.
When that time comes, Fu Huaizhi will only be fit to lick my boots.
The Fu family is bankrupt.
I went through all that trouble just to stay by Fu Huaiji's side. And it was all for nothing.
All you need to do is use the child in your womb to send Lu Wenning to prison and force Fu Huaizhi to marry you. And then get the seal of the head of the Fu family.
Once that's done, I'll make you my woman.
By then, you will still be Mrs. Fu.
Not to mention Lu Wenning.
Even everyone else in the capital.
We'll have to address you with respect as
Mrs. Fu.
Exactly. I must become Mrs. Fu.
I looked into the information you gave. So Fu Xinghe Group is actually Fu Huichi.
I can't believe it's really him. So that means I spent 10 billion to give that land to my arch rival. Once this is over, I'm going to make him return it to me. What are you doing?
Lu Wenning.
I told you, I will kick you out of the Fu family.
Miss Lu, please don't hurt my baby.
Are you okay?
Lin Ruo.
Bro, Lu Wenning pushed her.
It wasn't me.
Yang Hen, call an ambulance.
Get out. Brother Huaizhi.
Our baby is gone. Lu Wenning pushed me. It's all her fault.
Don't worry. I'll kick her out of the Fu family and divorce her.
Brother, Lu Wenning killed your child. We can't let her off so easily.
That's right, Brother Huaizhi. I want Lu Wenning in prison.
Who wants to send me to prison?
Lu Wenning.
If you have a problem with me, take it out on me. Why did you have to kill my baby with Brother Huaizhi?
I killed your baby. Do you have any proof?
Lu Wenning.
We saw you push Lin Ruo down the stairs with our own eyes. How dare you still deny it?
What are you doing? Let go of me.
Brother Huaizhi.
Lin Ruo, you actually took abortion pills in advance?
What nonsense are you talking?
How could I possibly take abortion pills?
You killed my brother's child.
And now you're twisting the truth.
Someone call the police and arrest her.
Whether I'm twisting the truth, you'll know once the doctor examines her.
Lu Wenning.
Haven't you hurt me enough? Do you want me dead before you'll stop?
Lin Ruo,
Let's see if you actually dare to have a doctor check you.
We shall see.
Whether you actually took abortion pills.
Enough. Starting today, you will move out of the Fu house. We'll divorce in a month. Since you're getting married, I wish you happiness.
May you grow old together. You want to investigate the truth about your mother's death.
Then I'll send you to reunite with her in hell.
Young Master Fu, this is bad. The Fu family mansion is about to be seized.
What? The old Fu family residence has been sealed off. Brother Huaizhi, where are we going to live now?
Don't worry, I'll handle it. Just get some rest.
Now that even the Fu family residence is sealed off, are you really going to make me marry that useless Fu Huaizhi?
Why panic? As long as you can get the Fu family patriarch seal, we will trample Fu Huaizhi under our feet. Then, I'll throw you a grand wedding.
Mr. Fu, our Lin family is at least a prestigious household in the capital. Now that you're no longer the president of the Fu group, and the Fu family is going bankrupt, and your legs can't be cured, how can I feel safe marrying my daughter to you?
Mom.
What does Auntie want? Please speak freely. As long as it's within my power. I will not mistreat Rumi.
I heard you're currently living in an urban village.
Yes. But it's only temporary.
In your current state, you can't even feed yourself. How can you take care of Ruru?
How dare you disrespect President Fu?
Still dreaming of being the president. The current president is Gu Jinshi. Your master has nothing left.
Mom, stop it. I truly love Brother Huaizhi.
You useless girl. Young Master Fu, you can't even afford a single cent for the bride price now. How could I dare marry my daughter to you?
What else does Auntie want?
Please name it.
I heard the patriarch of the Fu family has a seal of immeasurable value.
This is indeed the seal of the Fu family patriarch.
Although I no longer have any assets under my name, this seal alone can secure 20% of the FA Group's shares.
Since you're so sincere about marrying my Ruru, I will agree to this marriage.
Thank you, Mom.
However, we'll have to ask Ruru to make do with a simple wedding.
It's fine, Brother Huaizhi. As long as I can be with you, I'll do whatever it takes.
Well, since there's nothing else today, we'll head out first.
Take care, Mr. Fu.
If it weren't for that seal, I wouldn't have wanted to spend even a single second with that cripple.
Now that we have the seal, once you marry Fu Jingshi, you will definitely become the most noble lady in the imperial capital.
Just as expected, they came for the FU family seal.
This seal was custom made by a master just for this. They couldn't tell the difference at all. By the way, President Fu Jinshi has been secretly contacting Xinhe Group recently. But the contacts he reached are all former employees we previously dismissed.
Keep an eye on him.
What we need to do next is wait for the fish to bite.
Yes, sir.
Roro, did you really get the seal?
Fu Huaizhi treasures my daughter, since he's penniless now.
This is the only valuable thing he could offer.
Don't worry, Auntie. Once I take complete control of Fu Corporation and form alliances with Xinhe and Tianxuan, I'll make Ruo the most prestigious lady. Once I become the richest man in the capital, I will dump that bitch Lin and watch the high and mighty Fu Huaizhi wag his tail and beg me for mercy. That will be quite a sight.
President Fu.
Word is going around that the big boss of Xinhe Group will attend the Shen Family Conference and select a company in the capital for a $10 billion investment. But we have no such event on our schedule. The rumor has already spread everywhere. Fu Jingshi will attend too, hoping to negotiate an acquisition with Xinhe.
In that case, let's go meet this so-called Xinhe chief.
Group's big boss. Hasn't Fu Huaizhi gone bankrupt? How does he still dare to show up here?
I heard Xinhe is looking to invest 10 billion in the company today.
Fu Huaizhi is probably making a last-ditch effort.
Yingruo, what are you doing here?
Fu Huaizhi, you didn't actually think I'd marry a cripple like you, did you?
Cousin, do you still think you're the high and mighty President Fu of the Fu family?
Now you're nothing but a pathetic dog.
And the legless one at that.
Yingruo, is that what you think too?
I've already obtained the Fu family leader's seal.
You.
I use this too.
Let me guess. You're not here for Xinhe Group's investment too, are you? Hoping to make a comeback. I suggest you save your breath. Xinhe Group's investment isn't something any random nobody can get. A cripple like you should just get lost.
Oh.
Good luck to you tonight.
If you don't know how to speak properly, keep your mouth shut.
What a foul mouth.
Fu Huaizhi, you're penniless now, yet you still dare to be so arrogant. Today, I will trample you under my feet in front of all the elites in the capital.
Announcing the arrival of the head of the Shen family.
Thank you, distinguished guests, for attending the Shen family banquet. Tonight, representatives from Xinghe Group have already arrived. Please have your cooperation proposals ready.
I have already obtained the seal of the Fu family leader. I am now the largest shareholder of the Fu family. Fu Huaizhi, kneel down and bark like a dog right now.
And maybe I'll throw you some leftovers. How about that?
Speaking of dogs, you're much more of one than I am. Mr. Zhou has arrived.
Mr. Zhou, as long as Xinghe Group is willing to invest in Tang Corporation, I'm willing to offer 20% of our shares.
Mr. Zhou, if Xinghe is willing to invest in Fu Corporation, I will yield 51% of our shares, making Fu Group a subsidiary of Xinghe Group.
Mr. Fu.
Is that bastard Fu Jingshi trying to sell out Fu Corporation?
I can see your sincerity. However, regarding the sale of the Fu Group, are you the one who calls the shots?
Of course. I am the head of the Fu Group, holding 40% of the shares. My words represent the Fu Group.
Since the Fu Group has shown such sincerity, I hereby announce today that Xinghe Group will cooperate with the Fu Group.
Hold on. Mr. Zhou, are you sure?
Are you really the boss of Xinghe Group?
What do you mean by that?
I had the honor of meeting the boss of Xinghe once.
But they didn't look like you.
Luo Wangning. A country bumpkin like you shouldn't embarrass herself here.
Cards. Throw them out. Who dares?
This proposal was stolen by Lin Rou from Fu Huaizhi's computer.
You're talking nonsense.
Stealing someone else's proposal and claiming it as your own. How could a company like Xinghe tolerate? The Fu Group will probably be blacklisted.
As expected of an illegitimate son, what Fu Jingshi did is truly shameless.
Lu Wanning, don't think a fake video proves anything. Don't forget, I am the one in charge of the Fu Group now, not your useless husband.
Mr. Zhou, in this proposal, the Fu Group's asset balance is only $1. Can you really tolerate such a careless mistake?
Let me tell you the truth. Whether this contract is real or not, I've already reached an agreement with Mr. Zhou.
This $10 billion investment is mine to take.
On behalf of Xinghe Group, I welcome the Fu Group to join.
You represent Xinghe.
Did I agree?
Who do you think you are? The cooperation between Fu and Xinghe is none of a loser's business.
How dare you question Xinghe? Security, drag this fool out of here.
Yes, sir.
What are you standing there for?
Throw them out together.
Fu Huaizhi.
Your legs are healed.
You've never seen me in person, and you don't even recognize my voice.
President Zhou.
Is it because Xinghe was too merciful not to blacklist you in the industry that you dare to throw your weight around here?
President Zhou, don't let him bluff you. He's nothing but a desperate loser now. President Zhou, what are you doing?
Boss, let me explain. I didn't mean to deceive you. I just wanted to scam some money and flee the country.
You're an imposter.
President Fu did indeed leave the Fu Group. However, he still owns 100 subsidiaries worldwide, all of which serve one parent company. And that is Xinghe Group.
Which means the boss behind the scenes is actually, that's right.
The global head of Xinghe Group is Fu Huaizhi.
President Zhou, what did you say? You're not the big boss of Xinghe. Is this loser lying to us?
Say something.
Zheng Wankun, you impersonated the CEO of Xinghe and openly committed fraud. Take him to the police station.
And let the police take good care of him.
I didn't mean to impersonate you.
Please, forgive me.
Fu Huaizhi, just you. So what if you're the big boss of Xinghe? I'll sell the Fu Group to your arch-rival Tianxuan.
Let's go.
Jian, Fu Huaizhi cares so much about little Niangao, the owner of the necklace. If I apologize to him and shift all the blame onto Fu Jingshi, he'll forgive me, right?
What? Want to go crawling back to Fu Huaizhi again? Huh? Don't forget, I hold all the dirt on you. If you don't listen to me, I won't let you off even in death. Fu Huaizhi has established a new partnership.
Hasn't he always been sworn enemies with Tianxuan? Then I transfer the FU Group to Tianxuan at a low price. I'll make Fu Huaizhi regret it. Inside this are a camera and a tracking device.
I'll have Yang Heng leak the news to the media that Fu Huaizhi, the president of Xinghe Group, is divorcing his wife. When that happens, Fu Jingxi will definitely find ways to target you.
I've already had Chu Xixin prepared.
I will make Fu Jingshi confess all his crimes himself.
Be careful.
Wan, are you really not little rice cake? When you were 5, did you really not meet a little boy?
I grew up with my master since I was a child. He said I forgot a lot of things after a severe illness, but he never mentioned that I had any connection to the Fu family.
Fu Huaizhi, I'm really not the person you're looking for.
Mr. Fu, something is wrong. We just received news that a mysterious shareholder acquired 45% of the Fu Group's share.
Did you find out who it is?
Not yet, but old Master Fu still holds 10% of the shares. I heard the old man has already given the transfer agreement to Miss Lu. The transaction will take place at 9 o'clock tonight, in the alley behind the Fu Group building.
Send the people to the alley immediately to intercept Lu Wanning. Get that 10% of shares from her. That way I'll have 55% of the shares. Let's see who dares to compete with me then.
Fu Jingshi, why did you kidnap me?
Speed it out.
Where is the share transfer agreement Old Master Fu gave you?
Didn't I already give it to you?
Don't try to fool me with drawings. If you don't tell the truth, believe it or not, you won't live to see tomorrow's sun.
If I don't, what can you do to me? Are you going to poison me too, just like you did to Master Fu and Fu Huaizhi?
Has anyone ever told you that knowing too much?
It seems the person who poisoned Master Fu and Fu Huaizhi was indeed you.
So what if it was me? That old bastard. He only had eyes for Fu Huaizhi.
I poisoned him twice, yet he still would die.
And as for Fu Huaizhi, that useless cripple, I wanted to watch him become disabled step by step and force him to bow his head to me.
You also killed my mother, Chen Dong.
Your mother. Who told her to find out that I'm not a biological son of the Fu family?
She deserved to die.
You animal.
She didn't even know anyone from the Fu family, and she wouldn't have exposed your identity. Why did you do that to her?
What if I told you that my biological father is also your father?
Lu Jingyue, what did you say?
Lu Jingyue cheated on his wife and had me with his mistress. That's the good father in your memory.
Even without me, they wouldn't have survived. Actually, I should thank you for putting them in prison ahead of time, saving me the trouble. Speak up.
Where is the equity transfer agreement?
You're just a pathetic, illegitimate bastard. You'll never surpass Fu Huaizhi.
Stop.
Fu Huaizhi. I see. There was never any equity transfer agreement. You two teamed up to set me up.
Are you okay?
You're just going to let him run away like that?
Don't worry. The real show is just getting started.
Mr. Fu, Mr. Chu, the CEO of Tianxian Group, has arrived.
Mr. Chu, I'm so sorry. I was held up by something. I'm here to sign the contract on behalf of the Fu Group.
You're drenched in sweat, President Fu. Where are you coming from?
I was just held up by something. If you're willing to sign this contract, I can offer you a 5% stake in the FU Group.
Since President Fu is so sincere, we will sign this contract.
I don't get it. Are we stamping it or not?
What are you doing?
Don't stamp it. He is in league with Lu Wanning.
Are you saying he's not Tianxuan's CEO?
He is, but he is in cahoots with Lu Wanning. If this deal is stamped, both of us are finished.
President Fu.
If anyone else interferes with our partnership, I will pretend this meeting never happened. Pack up the contract. Let's go.
All right.
I will sign this contract.
Huang, are you crazy?
Get out of the way.
The contract is now in effect. President Lu.
The penalty for breach of contract is 10 billion. Since you've signed the contract, when will you pay the 10 billion?
Don't be in such a rush, Mr. Gu. I brought 2 friends with me.
You know President Lu. Or should I introduce her to you?
Fu Huaizhi, so what if you're the CEO of Xinghe Group? I have already signed an equity transfer agreement with Tianxuan Group.
Boss, this is the acquisition contract for the Fu Corporation.
What?
Lu Wanning is the CEO of Tianxuan Group.
Brother Huaizhi.
When I heard Fu Jingshi poisoned you, I pretended to comply with it.
Just so I could get evidence of him poisoning you and Grandpa Fu.
I've even retrieved the corporate seal. As long as I can be your wife, I don't care about anything else.
No need.
You good for nothing. Lin Ruo, you bitch! How dare you cross me?
Brother Huaizhi, I endured so much pain I even lost our child. All to get evidence of his attempt to murder Grandpa Fu.
What evidence?
The purchase records of the poison.
Brother Huaizhi.
As long as I can help you, any suffering I went through is worth it.
Oh, do you really think you can get away with this? Don't forget, we have the video and evidence of you poisoning the old master and Lu Wang.
Brother Huaizhi, don't listen to his nonsense. I am your little rice.
How much longer do you plan on lying to me? You aren't little rice cake at all.
Lin Ru, we've known all along that the child in your belly is Fu Jingshi's.
Fu Huaizhi, I cuckolded you a long time ago. Doesn't that feel great?
Yang He.
Hand Fu Jingshi and the evidence of his crimes over to the police.
Yes, sir.
Take him away.
Did you really think you could escape?
Brother Huaizhi, I still have a token of love.
The surveillance footage has been restored. Are you still trying to act? Where exactly did you see this necklace?
You want to know who she is? Marry me and I'll tell you.
In your dreams.
Then you will never find out who she is for the rest of your life.
Take her away.
Fu Huaizhi, you will regret this.
I've been searching for Little Rice Cake for so many years. Why can't I find her? Do you think she's still angry with me? Angry that I left her behind back then? Big brother.
I have never blamed you.
What did you just call me?
Without the necklace, you really can't recognize me. Serves you right for searching for me for 20 years.
So, you were the one at the hotel that night. Then why did you say no whenever I asked if you were Little Rice Cake?
After Master saved me back then, I feel gravely ill and lost my memory. It was only when I was in danger just now that I remembered everything from back then. Besides, I always thought the child in Lin Ru's belly was yours.
The person at the hotel that night was you. How could Lin Ru possibly be pregnant with my child?
Speaking of that night at the hotel, I still have a bone to pick with you.
That was a misunderstanding. Zhou Wangkun has been completely blacklisted by us. Don't worry.
Little Niango, after all these years, I still ended up marrying you. I promise I won't bother you again this time.
Lu Wanning, go to hell!
Come back. Stay with me.
换一只，换一只。
Yang Kun, hurry and call an ambulance.
How is he?
Don't worry, boss. Young Master Fu is out of danger. But because the poison has spread too deep, we can't guarantee when he will wake up.
You've been staying up for over 30 hours. Why don't you go home and get some rest? I'll keep an eye on young Master Fu.
No. I want to stay with him.
According to reports, at the FU group, Fu Jingshi, the Lu couple, and the Lin mother and daughter are suspected of serious crimes and have been detained by the police awaiting trial. Earlier, the Lu family's daughter, Lu Xingyue, was imprisoned for financial crimes.
Fu Huaizhi.
Did you hear that?
The villains have been punished. Why haven't you woken up yet? You promised you wouldn't leave me.
You're awake.
I'm sorry.
I won't ever make you sad again.